Hey friends, welcome back to Watavue Mountain. You guessed it, we're at the mountain today. You can tell, see the pole barn in the background. We got the chop saw out. We're kind of switching gears, not really switching gears from the electrical. I have to run some wires up through on the ridge of the roof. So I figured while I'm there, I might as well go ahead and do some collar ties or cross bracing, whatever you want to call it, up on the ridge. So we brought the scaffolding in. We're going to get to busy doing that. So I'll explain that all here in just a second. But thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. God has been good to us. This has been a great weekend for us to get work done. We probably get 3 or 4 videos out of this. And we're glad to have you along. Truly blessed that you're here. So sit back, relax, get yourself something to drink. Let's head on inside and get to busy. All right, so here we are up in the ridge, right? Here's our ridge, here's our rafters coming up. Here's that collar tie we were talking about, or cross tie, whatever you want to call it, but connecting this rafter to this rafter. So what we're doing is 2 things. One, we're shoring these up to help keep them from separating or twisting and to help solidify the ridge here. The second thing is we're going to come in later and we're going to put a 1-inch board here, going all the way down to that end, and we're going to do some offset lighting. So we'll have some kind of a rope light or something that runs up here, and then the light will come down here. So what we've done is we've determined that this gap from here to here needs to be 13.5 inches. So why 13.5, you say? Well, our one foot board, 12 inches is not going to be 12 inches. It's going to be 11.5. We're going to have something finishing here, probably wood. That'll be 1/2 inch thick, and that'll be 1/2 inch thick. So 11.5 across, 1/2 inch here blocking, so that's 12. 1/2 inch here blocking, that's 12.5. That'll leave us a 1/2 inch gap on each side so that light can come down indirectly. And then, like I said, the reason we're doing this now is because I don't like being up high. This is that 14-3 wire that I need to run for the 3-way switch that's going to run that rope light, and we're going to hang a ceiling fan. So as I go across that way, I'm going to staple up this 14-3 wire, leave some slack in the center so I can hook up the fan and hook up the light. So we're going to be kind of doing a bunch of things all at once. Sean's going to be down there with the chop saw cutting these out. So this board, what did I tell you, baby, 20 inches?
Yes.
So we're going to cut 20 inches on the long side and then cut these at 45s. This one's a little short because we miscalculated the first time. I only had it at 12 inches. So we're going to cut 20 inches. So that'll put us out another inch, cut at 45s. And then I'm going to hit them with screws for now just to hold them in place. And then I'm going to come back and fire up the nail gun and we'll get these things nailed in nice and secure. So let's get all these cut out. And then I'll show you how we're going to level this out and make sure that we have a nice flat even surface up here for that board. So when we do install that board, that it doesn't look all cattywampus. So let's cut some boards though. All right, I'll try to film as much as I can. I might bring the tripod up here. So we extended that out, and as you'll see, I got this level, left and right level. So my bubble's level there, this bubble's level here, And what I did, I came with a long level, that 48-inch level, and made general marks, so I kind of sort of knew where to set that to start. And then after I got that kind of where I wanted it, then I came back with this level, get it on there, and we're pretty level right there. And then I'll just keep checking that as I go both directions. So I'm going to work this way into the loft first. You see, here's the loft. I'm going to work this way into the loft, get these all squared up and level, and then we'll work at the other end of the scaffolding. So let me see if I can set this camera up so we can catch some of this, maybe even just, if nothing else, on a time lapse. So like I said, here's my marks, just kind of getting that lined up, and then what I'm going to do, I'm trying to get it generally where I think it's going to go, and I'm going to tack this one in. Part of the reason we're using screws, so I can come back and fix it. Then we'll put our level on here, get that level, and then we'll tack this side in. Make sure we stayed level there. We're good there. Then I'm going to come back. And those two are level. This one's up probably 1/4 of an inch. So what I'll do is I'm just going to keep working my way, and as long as these ones keep coming out level, I'll just come back and I'll adjust this one after that. But what I'm going to do now, like I was saying before, is so I put this level with the bottom, so this edge is touching the rafter and it's flush with this cross tie. So I'm going to get my bubble level there, right, level, and then mark, and those are just general marks, so I know where to go. Same thing here, got it on both of those. Level there, level, which is even a better idea, I think, to have it on 2 instead of just 1. So now I got my marks, and I can again come back. Sean's giving me a steady diet of boards. Hopefully I'm not too close to you. Right there on the mark. Little level. There. So that's a little higher than I was expecting. So let's see. Alright. Those two are flush. This one's up just a titch. So that's why we use the screws. Now I know I need to bring this down maybe like 1/8 of an inch. In the grand scheme of things, does it really matter? Probably not, but while we're here, this will tie in later with our finish work, right? Because if we get this right, the finish won't be as hard. Bring that out and down. Alright, that's level. See if we made any difference at all here. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, we're just going to keep on going. Maybe I'll put you on the scaffolding, then you can watch from there, coming back this way. constant struggle. I can't wait to get this thing closed in and be done with these wasps. Nice. Okay, so since I'm on this side and I'm almost to the end of the scaffolding where I can work, we already got the generator running, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire some nails in here. And I forgot to tell you, just because it's what I have, 2.5 inch exterior wood screws are what's holding them in place to begin with, and then 2.5 inch interior framing screws is what we're using with the nail gun. So we'll just pop a bunch in here. There you go. Now let's, I gotta get down and move the scaffolding and then we'll finish up the other side. All right, so there they are. All the collar ties are in. That wire, you can barely see that wire going right up there and then across. And then there's about the center of the room where I got that pulled down so we can hang the light. And then you see I fed it on over, and then it's gonna come on down to the back door where it's gonna tie into this switch here. That's gonna be that three-way switch. So collar ties are done. Now these ones on this side, I don't know, I have to do some troubleshooting with the nail gun. All of a sudden it just stopped shooting. So I put 2 screws in each side just for now. Yeah, there you go. Collar ties are in, wires run. We're one step closer to installation, baby. There you go, friends. Collar ties are done, cross ties, whatever you want to call them. Again, I know for them to be more structural, they should be further down, maybe a third down. But we didn't want to take up that much space from the ceiling. And like I said, we're going to do that offset light. So, so that's why we went with what we went with. I think something's better than nothing. So, yeah, so that's where we're at. Not a terribly long process. I think it maybe took us about 2 hours to get all that done, cutting, measuring, doing all that. There are other ways to do that. I could have put a string line on each side, but I didn't have enough scaffolding to go all the way across. So that's why we did it the way we did it. I tried to use a laser, but some of the, well, not some, just about all of the rafters have a little twist to them. just a titch, but it was enough to throw that laser off. It was level, but it wasn't level, if that makes any sense. So that's why we did the method we did. And then he didn't see it, but at the end, towards the kitchen side, I guess that's the south side of the cabin, some of those are a little further apart, about a 1/2 inch wider. Hopefully it doesn't really show up once we do the finish work. Maybe it'd just be a little more light coming out, and you won't really notice, but time will tell. But simple project, and I got that wire run, that 14-3. That's going to be a 3-way switch for the fan and that light. So I got that wire run. So now I can go ahead and wire up that other switch, and that'll be the last of the switches, except for the underneath. I got to do one more switch and run some lights, but I'll do a whole separate video about that. So yeah, so thanks for coming. Absolute blessed to be here, to have you along with us, as I always say. And again, God is good. He reaches out to us daily and helps guide us and show us the way. And if you let him, he'll do the same thing for you. He's there with you, whether you believe it or not. He's there. So enough of me jabbering. If you like what we're doing, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon. We put out a new video every week. Sometimes it's just a short, sometimes it's a long, but we do one every week. If not, leave a comment and let me know what we're doing wrong, how we can improve, what do you think we can do better. Look up this way. We're going to post another video. It'll probably be related something to this cabin, but we have been doing a lot of suburbia projects too, so check that one out. And like I said, enough of me jabbering. Y'all have a blessed day. Till next time, be safe. God bless.